What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm back again in one of my favorite neighborhoods out here in Manila, which I think is underrated, which is Ortigas. Specifically in the Shangri area, which has like a mall connecting to other buildings and the hotel. But I'm up over here again for an update to see what's been happening lately, and then I'm probably gonna make my way towards Greenfield District to explore more of that region over there. So it's not hot today, it's supposed to rain, so I'm just gonna hurry up with the video. But without further ado, join me. The outside area, you can see how nice and well paved the building is. Over there is like more of the high-rise buildings. So, you know, pretty cool. We're gonna walk over this way. And this area is kind of giving me a little vibe, you know, of Rockwell. So I'm gonna make my left towards the street, pass in front of Megamall, and then I'll walk in front of Robinson's Gallery. I've only been there once, like when I came here a couple of years ago. I'm gonna walk around. Maybe I'll go inside to see how are the vibes, because I always miss that area when I come around here. But you can see how nicey this area is. You know, like a lot of people, they focus on Makati, but I think Ortigas is a pretty nice place to visit too. These are some of the well-paved sidewalks that Ortigas has to offer you. You know, just like you get in Makati, it also has the trees and everything. And it's pretty easily served by the MRT train, so it has Ortigas Station and Shaw Boulevard. This area is closer to Shaw Boulevard, so. But yeah, you know, pretty accessible. Then I should merge to the right and make it to another main street. Then later we're gonna dive in deep into the neighborhood to see what's going on. Kind of makes you feel like if you're, I don't know, somewhere in Florida too, with the trees like this, the palm trees and the nice residential units. But here you see some of the apartment complex, all the way up, high-rise condos. You know, here's part of Megamall, which is one of the largest malls out here in the Philippines. Also one of the largest in the whole world too. But the Mall of H is actually bigger than this one. The Megamall is to my left, and one thing I'm noticing is kind of like the smog. Like I see the buildings, but I don't see it too clear. Maybe the heat, or I don't know, probably a little bit of pollution out here. But yeah, some of the buildings I can see it like really close to me, but it's like kind of like blurry, the view. But that's pretty common out in Southeast Asia. But this compares nothing to Hanoi in Vietnam. Hanoi, like the air quality was not really the best, and you couldn't even see like the buildings, even though they were really clear. Here are some of the tall residential units. And then they keep developing more over the other way, so I'm gonna make my way there later, but I'm gonna focus on making it towards the other side to see what's going on. And this is part of Megamall. It goes all the way, and it's literally 5 solid floors of retails and restaurants inside. Another mall that I think is really underrated is a little bit more up. It's SM North EDSA. And it's also pretty massive like this one too, and I think you guys should check it out. Now there's an overpassage ahead of me, so I'm gonna cross that overpassage, make it towards the other side, and I should be passing in front of Podium and by Robinson's Galleria, and then we're gonna start making it to one of the main street areas of Ortigas, which is technically, I think this area of Megamall is part of Mandaluyong, but then the district of Ortigas is in Pasig City. So here I am passing the overpassage, and it literally connects to the entire intersection without having to go on ground level. Well, a little bit steep over here. So that's actually a really good idea and concept. So here you see what I'm talking about. It goes here, goes that way, then it goes the other way. So it's safe passage for you to cross. So I'll see if I can get some shots over here. And here you see how developed this is. This is like a high-end mall, Podium. But I think they got like an office building around too, a hotel. I can see more developments happening ahead of me, but I'm gonna merge to my left, and that street should take me towards where Robinson Galleria is. So throughout the year, this area has developed a lot. And it's crazy, by the way, today is Sunday, and I still see a lot of movement out here, but maybe because I'm walking by the malls, I'm gonna see how the vibes change when I walk more towards the financial district. And here's another angle. Here's where the action begins, and then here's the entrance of Podium Mall. Go inside there, and it's a nice, fancy looking mall, futuristic. And like I said, many of my videos, the thing about Metro Manila is they have so many financial districts all together. It's just a ton of financial districts, so, you know, it'll take you a while to explore a lot of them, you know. But like I said, a lot of people, they focus only like in a few main of them, but if you know how to get around, you know, you'll see that there's a lot of nice areas like this that are pretty nice and developed. So I got it one. Over here's the main entrance of Podium, and you can see they got like plants developed in the building. Here says the Podium. The way how the grass is here combined with the building is reminding me when I was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. They have a lot of new buildings that they mix, you know, like the plants Even the hotel that I stayed in Malaysia, it's the Lloyd's Inn, they had that little concept of recreating like the nature with urban landscape in the building. So I think it's a really cool idea, and they have them all over Singapore too. So it's kind of bringing me back a little bit of those memories out here. This will take you to a main area. And over here I can see they're developing pretty fast a tall building, so I'm gonna walk in front of it to show you. But this could be another area that I could consider seeing myself living if I was to live in Metro Manila. Because you know, it's pretty nice, it has a lot of cool things, and it's much more chiller than other areas. So yeah, but I see they're popping out more skyscrapers. So I'll show you guys. Here they're developing this high-rise building, so they're labeling it with the glass. Super tall, so it's like Manila, literally all over you go. It's like a playground of construction and skyscrapers. Everywhere you go, you see them popping up like something modern and new. Here you can see how they got a bike lane. Wow, this is actually really cool. Well-planned city, and then area for you to walk in the sidewalk. And they got the overpassage bridge over there that would connect you to the other side. So if we got to go inside the mall, that's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do. Cross that bridge and go towards the other side of the district to see what else is going on. Because I think Pasig City, it's also like an underrated municipality in Metro Manila. They have like a lot of nice places out here, especially around this area, Ortigas. Then they got Capitolio, which I filmed there, Capitol Commons, there's also some nice developed areas. Holiday Inn right here, and then Robinson's Galleria is over that way. So I'm probably gonna take a little break and go inside the air conditioner to cool off, and then I'll start making it to the city scene later. So I'll walk a little bit around the mall. You know, really cool. Pretty much like a standard mall, and I didn't really film because it was like loud music, but now I'm just ready to hit the streets. And I took a little break from the heat, so now I'm just gonna go over the overpassage and make it towards the district of Ortigas and Pasig City and see what's going on. Since it's Sunday, I don't think you're gonna see really much busyness or movement out here. But it's gonna be really interesting to look at this district out here, Central Business District in Metro Manila. So, and like I said many times, one thing I like about the Philippines, not only this that they have here, but the mall. So like if you feel a little bit overwhelmed with the heat, you can always shelter inside the mall and get some AC. This is part of the district of Ortigas. Looks a lot like Makati, but much more chiller. I see a lot of bloggers posting, and this is like the new BGC, but this has been here for a moment, and it doesn't really look more like BGC. I think it looks much more like Makati, like I said before, you know, nicely developed area with residential units and tall buildings. Like I said, a building wall around there in the corner, so Pasig City is not a city that you want to sleep on. It has a lot to offer. And there's also a lot of hotels and accommodations here, like the one to my left. It's called Go Hotels. So that's pretty cool. Then, you know, you could drop off the passengers out here. And now let's make it towards the main street. There is like a street that has like a little tiny part that I filmed the last time, and it connects you to other sides of this neighborhood, so we're gonna check it out. Also, some of the buildings kind of remind me a tiny bit of Eastwood City, which is in the heart of Quezon City. It's not really big, but it's a nice, cool area to explore. It's like one of the main streets that's really cool, and that's like a little local part that connects you to the other side of the street, so I'm gonna make my way there in a bit. So not much people walking around here. They mostly focus in the mall. Whoop, almost tripped out there, but you have an idea what this area looks like. This is only a little portion of Ortigas. You see how tall these buildings go over there. And then you know they're developing a building when they put this scaffolding, different from the ones in New York City, but it looks really cool. Seems like scaffolding follows me everywhere I go, no matter what. I'm walking under the scaffolding. Tell you, the scaffoldings in New York, they're kind of like depressing. This one, I don't know. Kind of gives it like a nice vibe with the yellowish colors and the green colors. So, but yeah, a lot of private residential units out here. Over there, you know, they got the courtyards nicely dressed, greeting inside the people. But yeah, I think the little tiny local park, I think it's called Ortigas Park, should be like ahead of me, and it connects you to the other road that's kind of like a main road out here. But yeah, you can see the bars behind me. It actually looks you know, really cool. So I love this area a lot. So I literally passed one block. It's in the other block that would connect me to that little tiny local park. So I'm gonna walk there, and then I'm gonna walk towards the other side to see what's going on. and show you a little bit of a greenfield district and start wrapping up the video. You know, it's always amazing to explore many regions in the Philippines and especially Metro Manila. This over here is an overpassage, which is a really cool concept. Then over here you see the main entrance of Ortigas, but due to it being a Sunday, you're not gonna see much movement, but it still is really cool, the streets. These overpassages are reminding me of Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur. Like, they got the overpassage that you can walk by and connect to other areas of the city. But here I'm gonna walk towards this. This is kind of like the main street area of Ortigas, I believe, you know, because you see the nice well-paved roads, the sidewalks, and the buildings. And then the little local park should be around there. Look how nice the sidewalk is. And then the buildings. Like I say, it's pretty dead today because it's Sunday. But I think if you're coming a weekday, you're gonna see more people and traffic jam. But yeah, this is what you get once you go around the Ortigas district. It's kind of drizzling a little bit. Like, you see when you check online, it says it's gonna rain, but you know, you just gotta play with it. Sometimes the rain comes and goes, so I'm trying to do my best to get some footage out here before I get outpoured by the rain, you know, which it can fall pretty heavy out here. You know, here should be the little tiny local park where there's nothing crazy, but it shortcuts you and connects you to another street out here. So this is it. This is like a little piece of land that they managed to make it look nice, greeny, and then once you walk to the other side, you know, it's more of the central business district. But they got like some cool looking statues over here that I want to show you. We got these statues, Ortigas and Company, I guess. Leaders from the area, then this is really cool. The details that they put in the structure. And it says Hacienda de Mandaluyong, because only like a few blocks from here is Mandaluyong. We got San Juan, Quezon City, Pasig River, Mandaluyong. Marikina, so, you know, part of Metro Manila district. So it's not too sunny, it's not too hot, but it's humid, which is expected, you know, in tropical countries. So once you spend some time outside, you're gonna start sweating out here. But I feel like a little kid looking up at the skyscrapers. Because even since I was little, I've always been a fan of architecture, tall buildings, because, you know, growing up in Puerto Rico, we don't really have tall buildings. Like, the tallest buildings are in the San Juan area. They're probably like 25 floors, maybe 30, I'm not sure, especially in Atoje, but we don't really have like tall skyscrapers back home in PR. Here I am back again in the overpassage, which will connect me to the other side. So I'm probably gonna walk around that area to see what can I find, and then make my way towards Greenfield District, because I didn't really cover much of that area the last time I came, so noisy, so it's gonna be interesting. And you see the podium right there with the high-end buildings, and then it seems like they might build something over here. And then you got this nice looking overpassage. Here's the view, and you see the traffic jam even on a Sunday. And this is the other angle right here. Then EDSA highways over that way, so now it seems like it wants to rain a little bit heavier. It's starting to come down a little bit more, but you know, gonna see if I can manage to make it towards the other side of Ortigas to see what else is happening in the other side. So I'm back again by the Shangri area. And it's like a nice plaza that they got here, but I'm gonna make it towards the EDSA area and walk a little bit of Greenfield to see what's going on over there, show you around, then I'm gonna wrap up the video. I think the rain stopped, so I was sheltering a little bit inside the mall, which I discovered is big. It divides in two sections. They got the east wing and the main wing, but yeah, I think the rain stopped, so I'm ready to continue walking now and see what else can I find. So now I'm about to hit busy EDSA and make a left and walk towards the Greenfield district to see what's going on. So this is outside of Shangri, the MRT is over this way. Still drizzling a tiny bit, but it's manageable for me to walk around here. So bus is not too busy now, but I know rush hour is coming in a bit later, so. And this is the station. So this is Shaw Boulevard. You would get up and you could walk around this area over here, you know, so. Am I gonna walk straight? Once you cross the other side, it turns into the Greenfield district. And the sidewalk is pretty wide and pretty nice over here, so really cool area, you know, Ortigas, I like it a lot. You can see the heavy traffic jam over here, but good thing to have a light, so I'm just gonna wait for the light. Then when it's my turn to cross, I'll do it, but look at the cars. I tell you, driving in Manila is not for the weak, honestly. And here's the beginning of Greenfield District. I wonder what it says. They're open 24/7. So, you know, much more chiller area than Ortigas. And then you see the massive traffic jam of EDSA. So this is all the outside areas, you know. I passed by in car around here many times. And more ahead of building like condos. I'm excited to see what's going on. You know, here you can see the sign that says it clearly. Greenfield District, and then condos in my back. So this is me walking in the district. It's kind of giving me like a semi-Cubao vibes. So I know last time I came, I walked a little portion. There's like a shopping district over that way. Then I want to show you like the buildings are over here. So this is it, and you see the high-rise buildings and developments. This is part of Pasig. Ortigas is in the other way. Yeah, this is just like a little portion. And you see how wide and impeccable this is out here, you know. So pretty nice, and love how they got the streets covered up with palm trees. So I think in a couple of more years, the way how they're developing Greenfield is gonna advance a lot, and they're gonna pop up more buildings. At the main streets over here, there's also like a little park where they got like a food truck area. Oh, I see it actually right here in front of me, so let me see from a distance. So you see how nice and well paved the sidewalks are. And nice condos, and then over here is where they have, I think every day from 4 o'clock till 10 or 11 o'clock, they have this area over here where they set up, you know, like food trucks in the area. But I think in the nighttime is when it's pretty lit out here, but it's a parking lot. Right now, the foodie area is quiet, but it looks really cool, the concept. And I ate some lunch already, so maybe another day I'll come and check out some of the foods that they have there. There was one spot that I really wanted to try. There's literally like a Venezuelan food truck, but they're not here anymore. I don't know what happened to the business that they closed early, but eventually I'll come here and check out the spot. Now we're here to see more. So Greenfield's kind of more like a semi-shopping area. The way how the layouts and the buildings are designed, you know, but it's really cool. You know, they got restaurants, supermarkets. It's pretty walkable, and nice condos. Like I say, this is like between Ortigas and here. This is another area that I could see myself living. And it's literally right by EDSA, which you need to go other side to the airport. They have the MRT right here. And Greenfield local park is right here. Let me see, I think there's some action happening here. The last time I came, there was nothing, but I see some tents set up right here. It might be music, so I don't know if I can film, you know, to avoid the copyright. And you see the high-rise buildings out here. So yeah, really cool concept. So this is it right here. You know, they set up like food and everything, events in the evening. Not sure if they do it every day, but really cool spot to check out. This is another angle. Look at all the plants and vegetation they got going on over here. And of course, like a nice, well-paved street with high-rise buildings. So yeah, it seems like it's another chill place, you know, that people can live. And I know there's a couple of interesting restaurants that I might want to give it a try, you know. But I think I'm gonna start wrapping up my video over here in this area. You know, it's been an awesome evening. Never a boring moment to explore around any neighborhood in the Philippines. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.